act like she's a saint and I'm a demon.
Captain's Log, Supplemental, Stardate 1107201921.0, Starship Enterprise B's log. So I got a message from Commander Jess. All is well. And we were conversing about topics, and like I said, all is well. Now, one of the things I got to do is discuss with you my plan for getting games, as my general goal. Acquisitions. Now, I'm going to break down a couple things for you all. Some of my acquirizations is books too. I mean, I got like 9 books I want to get, including 2 sets of series, and I'm working on those too. I'm into winter reading because winter's setting in. So one of the things that we're having problems with is trying to acquire everything. I'm supposed to go offline, off station, or off the ship tomorrow to go to the station and take a long-range shuttle to the Walmartia sector, but I'm thinking we can hold up a couple more days by just communicating with Walmart directly, leaving us with a diplomatic mission. Leaving just the electric bill to be taken care of tomorrow, which is really recrystallizing the lithium chamber, so we have electricity for another month. We do have backups. So the other problem I'm going to talk to you about is my game list. So for some of you wondering, my last video, like I said, I wasn't negative, I wasn't positive, I wasn't when it comes to Chloe. I was just saying a story, how mentally she she is. And I just want to say thanks, Commander. One of these days,
as long as I'm not being demonized and someone else being praised, when all they do is tear me down.
So I thought, because Commander Jess wanted to say thanks for the holidays, I decided to turn on my Christmas tree. We've had it up a year, and it's almost Christmas time, So, anywho, one of the things I need to talk to you about is I'm behind schedule on some projects. I'm hoping that I can finally get away from watching computer entries and data and videos on Starship operations and way missions and so forth, and doing a lot of extensive research on the Starship, because I'm planning to go back to the Delta Quadrant. When I do, I want a better path. So I'm going to be charting the part of the Delta Quadrant that was missed and connecting up. And with the new slipstream technology, we shouldn't have any problem. It's trying to calibrate the slipstream warp drive to make it happen, So anyways, so basically, what we got to do is I gotta sit down and work on gaming. What to buy, what not to buy, watch videos, etc. Get things prepared. That's one of the goals. And I'm hoping, to sit down and work on that. I'm also hoping I can figure out a decent meal for tomorrow. I had buffalo chicken strips. Chloe had her typical ramen, thank God. I mean, the whole thing with the wings and the chicken tenders. Anyways, that story from today. Anyways, so and she's got sandwich making. So
I bought lunch meat for a change.
Yeah, it was good that you bought lunch meat. You needed to. So anywho, So I just want to share that with you all. What the heck? Keep getting messages. Well, I can always find a different hat. Commander just said to me from a different deck in his quarters that my hat is too festive. Well, I'm a fleet admiral, so you know. So, anyways, back to the story. So, anyways, what's going to happen is when it comes to games, I got to break it down to acquirability, price, and what is useful and not useful, and what is the second best thing. Now, for example, a lot of people turn around and they go and they buy. Can't do a quick change. I will be having my Starfleet uniform that's almost finished, Commander, and I will be wearing that because this is Starfleet protocols. I'm already wearing this uniform for festiveness. However, I do got a couple others. I got an Angora uniform top that I can wear. I should be wearing my comm badge. I just haven't got my my comm badge, carry-on captain. Well, I hold the rank of captain, but I'm actually an admiral, fleet admiral, which means I control all the ships, which I have several people under my command that acts as first officer. My first officer, by the way, is working with me, and my second in command. I have various crew on board Enterprise B. I have Commander Data. He's been reactive after B2 was remodified. I have Commander Chakotay, Lieutenant Commander Tuvok, Captain Spock, Captain Kirk, Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy, Demora Sulu, Hikata Sulu comes on from time to time, Rachel Garrett, and so forth and so on. So we all work together in different sectors. I haven't checked out. I think Captain Worf is on Enterprise E right now, and Enterprise D is going to be borrowed since I altered time to keep the starships from destroying. They get put in museums and training vessels. But my plan is, when it comes to acquirization, what we're doing is we're going through the list and we're going to choose a list that's pretty inexpensive and just start knocking them off. So as the list gets knocked off from 56, it'll start dropping on the list. Now I could probably do 2 or 3 lists a month and then knock them down, which is good because, well, as a member of Prime, I've been utilizing Amazon Prime. But the real problem with Prime is once I'm out of watching the past videos on my Starfleet logs, whether it be starship operations, exploration, or space station management, I will figure it out. So anyways, so the other plan is we got to also base the games on length. So if I buy a game that's 10 hours, I'm not going to be happy. I want something that's longer. I want to get the money's worth. That's why I chose the RPG genre. So what I got to do is I got a list here. I got to get my clipboard. I got a list, and I got to go through it with Chloe. I want to thank a couple people, family member, who thought of me for an early Christmas present. I just want to thank them. They don't need to be named. But I want to thank them for the Asian version of Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Now, they say there's another something coming in the mail. I don't know. But I just want to say this game is really cool. It's still made in Japan. The problem with this is apparently these games are remakes of the port version of the Android and Apple phones. So what that means is you don't get the original NES games. You get the first 3 games. Now, the reason they decided not to go with Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6 is simple, because 4, 5, and 6 were remade on the DS. So as long as their acquirability is good, 6, of course, is too expensive. Thank God I got a copy. But 6 is very expensive. It's over 100. So 4, 5, and 6 is still available. They just brought 7 out recently and 8, and then you have 9. So 9. 10's apparently, I was doing some research. Several of my crew members was complaining about how they wanted to play Dragon Quest 10. Apparently, Japan's got 10 only because it's a online version. Another thing that just came out recently, rumors as it came out, was a new Final Fantasy 16. Now, rumor has it's an offline game. I don't know. I need to get some more information from Square Enix, which I control the Square Enix / Dragon Quest / Final Fantasy / Mana / you name it in my fleet there for Square Enix. Bethesda's got Fallout and the ESO starships, and then Nintendo's got their own series. So, anyways, back to the gaming thing, which I've been meaning to talk about now. Some of the games I put on hold, like Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and 3, aka Dragon Warrior 1, 2, and 3. Reason is, unless you have a working copy of the NES, you're basically having some problems. Now, I have understood that the NES versions are battery. Well, the first one's a password save. The second and third one is, and fourth one is battery save, and then so forth and so on. But you got to make sure that the Super NES also can handle the batteries. If they can't, you have to take them to a specialty shop in the Alpha Quadrant and make sure that they can install new batteries in it to work, which means sending your games in. Now, that goes with NES. Now, Game Boy is the same. Now, the reason I basically put Game Boy on hold temporarily is simple. The problem with Game Boy is, unless you get a game that's got no battery save or no password save, you're better off buying those games, the works, than buying some with a battery, because you don't know if the battery will hold. Some say the batteries are long life, but we still don't have an actual theory of how the battery stays. Does it semi-charge when it's in the cartridge? When the console's on, no one knows. So one of the things I've been putting on hold is Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. Game Boy Advance still holds their charge, so they're pretty much worth it. PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games, definitely worth it. PS5 hasn't come out till next year. And so the Switch is really good too. So MDS, 3DS, 2DS. So to me, acquiring games has to be cut to a point where if you don't want to tactically worry about the batteries while you're on a long space voyage, then you need to have stuff that works. So that's what I'm working on right now. Now my spreadsheets is something I'm delayed with right now, but I need to take some time to do it. Maybe tomorrow after the electric bill is paid, I'll take some time to go ahead.
Do what?
Yeah, my spreadsheets. And then when I get done, I can go and play a game or two or 3 or whatever, I mean, I do need to sit down after Monday and probably order the expansion of Guild Wars 2, which I'm hoping so.
You can play with me on those. I can help you with
The
that.
reason I'm delayed on gaming right now is I've been actually involved in trying to tactically work on my games, and one of the things I'm doing is I'm trying to stay away from purchasing spirits, as some of you know, bourbon or honey bourbon or spicy bourbon or whatever else on the market, because frankly, I don't like the way it feels. Drinking it's a coping mechanism, but to me, there's got to be other coping mechanisms.
Well, good thing you finally are allowing yourself to rid yourself from it.
And now my son wants his water. Ugh, so much to do. Here you go, slurp and burp.
Does your cousin-in-law support you drinking, or she wants you to stop?
Who?
Your cousin-in-law, didn't she want you to drink, or she wants you to stop drinking?
She never said anything about drinking, so we can't add her to the mix.
I'm just saying, from what I heard in the past.
No, not really. She doesn't like me drinking bourbon, especially Fireball. Had a little problem at their house with Fireball. We got a problem with them with rum. But, hard liquor, it's not good.
I mean, they all had a YouTube friend who always would say a bad name about me on his YouTube.
Yeah,
channel.
let's not even go there.
I'm just saying. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just saying they used to call me foul names on his YouTube channel, as well as some gaming channel. I'm sorry I pissed you off. It's just that I'm just saying someone. I'm not saying who.
Anyways, sorry about this. It's just I'm a little edgy.
I'm sorry if you're friends with them still, and
I'm not friends with them, but I'm not gonna say their name, and I didn't even want this to be brought up.
I said that about your friend.
Sorry, I grip my teeth. Sometimes I have to because I get a little angry, on stupid stuff. And to me, I kind of find some things stupid. This is my semi-aggressive side, showing where I feel like I'm Captain McRae, who basically says, I order you to shut up, in the book of Comanche Moon and the movie. Because, frankly, I just don't like being reminded of stuff. Just like the neighbor next door stole from me. I just don't like that either. And so, to me, let's get back to games. So, basically, I got to base it on system acquirability, system usage, if the system's still easy to acquire, etc., etc., and it's based on price, too. And goes on and on and on and on and on. So, and then like I said, I got to update my spreadsheets. I'm only updating one set this month because I'm with Amazon Prime. I'm not going to go switch over to eBay. Even though eBay, there's a difference with eBay and Amazon. eBay fluctuates with Prime between $100 and $300 per list. The problem with eBay is that you still got to pay sales tax no matter what.
Yeah.
So I better go because I got to use the toilet and get things moving along. So I want to talk a bit about games. I will be continuing this talking about games in the future. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion. Hit that like, subscribe button. It's wholesome fun for your dogs, your bunnies, and your grandmas. Thanks for watching, everyone. Admirals log out. NCC 1701B. This transmission ends now.
Welcome.